versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine! Victory or death!
I'm playing a Cthulhu Warrior again. It's a little bit modified. I'm trying out Crazed Worshipper right now because, well, my reasoning is, like, I think there's a rise in a couple decks that it's good against. And CG West 8, thanks for resubbing. Welcome back to the StrifeCro. Crowfist.
Stop yelling!
Brand's kind of interesting here. We already have enough activators for Shield Bearer, so we don't really need a combo like, say, Brand Cthulhu's Chosen on turn 6. It's likely with this hand that we're going to have to be brawling early, but... and also likely going to get Abusive here, and I don't really have a great answer to Abusive because Cthulhu's Chosen is kind of weak. Even though all that's true, I still think it's better than making Hero Power. I went to school at UT, University of Texas at Austin before. Yeah, so like here, Cthulhu's Chosen is very, very weak actually. The Ravaging Ghoul does actually a ton here. I do have another Execute Activator, but it makes a large difference to execute it first. I also have a move with Disciple. Maybe Disciple Abusive Execute. Though I can save the Ghoul for Tentacles. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and execute and Ghoul. Ghoul's just a lot stronger as this turn, and also it's a 3/3 instead of a 2/1. I have a Brawl for Tentacles if I really have to at some point, but hopefully with this play I'll be playing Cthulhu's Chosen next turn. Oh, perfect. And then, you know, just the Disciple on turn 6, or whatever we need on turn 6, and we can even potentially save Brawl after after turn 7, like very late in the game. It just depends what happens.
Buying or selling?
Yeah, it's still a good deck to get Legend.
You love my new recipe.
Why do you call?
Go ahead and attack here, because... should I attack here? If I attack, it opens it up to the easy trade of the 4/4 in. I get to save myself, I guess, just 1 damage, force him to do it next turn. As far as positioning here goes, which 2/2 do I kill? It's easier to propagate. Direwolves doesn't really matter.
Cthulhu! Cthulhu!
Maybe this one here. Probably the best Argus positioning, because this already has taunt. It's kind of weird to have Argus a 1/3, so...
Stop yelling!
But yeah, like, I don't want to open myself up to the easy trade here, because I'm playing Ancient Shield Bearer next turn probably, so if he has a 4/2, it's really good if he just trades. Okay, so this is actually perfect, right? That I didn't force him to trade.
I wonder.
Cthulhu shelters us.
Well met.
I want to save Brawl for like when I can't play minions. Like, I never lose this game through like a Zoo outvaluing me, really. It's more about like him having a board where I finally can't deal with. So, like, I don't know if mathematically this is better than Brawl and Hero Power. It's like quite similar actually, but it's like that's not what it's ultimately about, I feel.
Why do you call?
I have big plans.
Okay, so this is gonna be my Brawl turn because this is a board I finally can't deal with. It's way too big with the Reliquary Seeker. No, I cannot play some Cthulhu Seeker Paladin.
Put this apple on your head.
It turns out Crazy Alchemist is just pretty good, actually. Originally it was like maybe a kind of a tech card for Doomsayer? Yeah, but it turned out that it's actually pretty all-around good. Ooh, an Execute. If I am going to play Ravaging Ghoul, it is my only activator for Execute. So I feel like this turn is either Ravaging Ghoul and Execute, or neither. Ravaging Ghoul kills like 3 1/1s, it only kills 2 1/1s if you count the 1/1 spawning from Imp Game Boss. I'd probably have to execute the Juggler here, not the Imp Game Boss. Or I could simply play another Ancient Shield Bearer. I can't deal with another Ritual.
Caffeine shelters us.
And this one was only 3.
Who dares summon me?
Okay, so I'm gonna be executing that. That's a good plan this turn now. He's full, so he doesn't get a Imp on the Ravaging Ghoul, which is good as well. This game's actually getting kind of late in the game, like, just this big zoo board. Second Doomguard.
Give in to your fear.
The problem here is, well, he can already kind of trade for my board for my Worshipper. Like, Worshipper's kind of stronger here, and it forces the trade immediately. The only problem with Worshipper is if I top deck Brawl, I can't play Brawl and then Worshipper, whereas I could with Emperor. I mean, if I play Emperor here first. But the thing is, I feel like I'm already in an okay position if I get a Brawl, so I'm not too worried about it if I get a Brawl.
Put this apple
I don't have another 5-drop, so...
Your deck betrays you.
I need a Brawl or Cthulhu, or just some way to stall until then. Cthulhu should be game ending at this point. Bonus... well, I'll have to do.
I have no time for games.
My shield for Argon.
I'm surprised he traded. It must mean he's not playing trade. He just wants to play 2 minions. That's why he traded off his board. It doesn't make sense for him to trade, right? I'm gonna definitely have to draw into something. Oh, okay. So I steal whatever wins, but there is a death rattle, so I think he might still have something left over. Nice. Both Doomguards gone. People generally don't use you know, Leroy with the Doom Guards. Akathun's actually huge. I mean, even if it was small at this point, it'd be a win, but he, like... the Christ Worshippers, like, took so much, like, incremental damage, so... Okay, so now that there's a little more people, Christ Worshipper, a lot of it is my answer to Dragon Warrior. It's a deck that's popped up a lot recently. Kor'kron Elite. It's actually okay against the dragons, Drake and Corruptor in 5. Where it generally has some ways to deal 1 damage, and it's very good against Kor'kron Elite. So, looking at like the like how I tune this for double Craze Worshipper, I took out 1 Beckner for 2 Craze Worshippers.
Job done.
Because you want to activate your Shield Bearer and Twin Imps as soon as possible. I feel like 2 to 1 is okay substitution because a lot of times you're only getting 1. That's why people were using the card at first. I found the card when I was looking at different minion stat lines against Dragon Warrior to make some tuning changes.
Do you want to buy a funnel cake?
But yeah, I mean, the problem with Craze Worshipper is if it gets 1-shot, and it's not guaranteed like through, I don't know, like Assassinate and stuff, you don't get 2. Like, all your increments are 2, right? Like, it goes 6, 8, 10 for Cthulhu. You don't really want to go like 7, 9. It's pointless, kind of. So that's why it's didn't show up before. But I do think that the 3/6 stat line is very good right now. And I replaced 2 to 1, so... Also, my deck has a Doom Color in. It's like, even though it's turn 8, which is after turn 7, it's still somewhat reasonable. I really want to take this trade into this guy and kill it, but I don't know. I think that this is a good turn for Cthulhu's Chosen. I don't feel like I get a better turn late game, because these are the turns where they really want to play Pillager and Drake. Even if he, like, the thing here is I can kill 3/4 from hand. I don't really need the 2/1 trading, and I don't like a half measure, like, play this and trade this in, because it's too weird. You can trade this, but I have Slam and Axe, so I can kill it regardless of whether my 2/1 goes. It's just you generally always want to take the minion trade against Rogue if you can. You only have limited amount of removal from a hand against their minions, but I think it's too inefficient here to just slam Axe or trade an Axe to hero power. Trying to develop this 4/2 on this turn, then worry about that next turn. Okay, so I get some super good value from this Divine Shield. Eats the Eviscerate.
This guy's toast.
It's getting a little risky against Sap to play Craze Worshipper here. I could remove this board with Slam Axe, and the good thing about that is I still have an answer with the second charge of Axe and Ravage and Ghoul for the 4 health minions coming up. So I'm gonna probably go and do that. I can also Slam Ghoul, but no, that's not good. I get the cycle of Slam, but the problem is that's just not good removal at all.
Thank you. What now?
Okay, so basically, I need to find a way to get value out of these minions against Rogue. I already used a lot of my removal, now my hand's just minions.
I have no time for games.
Quite weird. It's not the worst if he steals my 3/3 though.
I bleed for
Let's do this. I can't really like play another minion and trade 3/3 in because then he'd be a 5/2 who just like kill his own guy with any spell. He can even Shadow Strike his own guy if I just like play one big guy. There's no great way to do this. I think this is the best though. Like if he hits here, he kills my guy and then kills his own guy with 2 damage, it's okay. Like he wastes 2 damage on his own guy and steals a 3/3 in return. That's not even better than just killing my 3/3. And then the taunt means that he can't trade here and then kill his guy with a spell compared to any other minion.
So many options. Choose soon.
Is close. Your minions will abandon you.
Probably just another like Worshipper or something here. Something with less than 5 health. Or he could steal it. I think Worshipper lines up the best here.
I bleed for
Emperor, he could trade the other guy and steal the Emperor, the Raptor, so at least have a lot of armor gain. Against this kind of dynamic, it's actually really nice to have Justice Car, that way I can just start tanking up and having weak turns and just forcing him to overcommit into Brawl and things like that. At this rate, it's hard to... against all these mind control effects, it's pretty hard to fight for board. Is BTTV gone or something? So it still has a Sylvanas effect. Two days left in the season. What days in the US? It's the 29th, so it's 29th and 30. 2 days, but it's really closer to like 30 hours.
Hey, you want to buy a funnel cake?
It's a second Huckster, no Reno. I actually kind of wasn't sure.
This guy's toast.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to be playing Brand Shield Bearer. Maybe just Shield Bearer. Or just Emperor. I kind of like the Brand Shield Bearer. He probably steals my Shield Bearer, unfortunately, but then at least I clear it out of the way. The big problem with that is any other play he can kind of just play around. I think he knows my hand is kind of weird. Like, very heavy minions. So even if I just play like an Emperor, it's like kind of likely getting traded from the other minions. Plus, technically, it does need 1 more damage on his own guy. Can't fan your own minion. Used 2 SIs. Maybe like it trades in and eviscerates his own guy. That's the kind of steal I'm pretty happy about if he trades like that. I was trying to take out Bran. Okay. That's 2 cards? Yeah, I guess it is. At least there's no mind control effect. So my Cthulhu's at 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yeah, I should just go ahead and play it here. I was hoping it killed the Drake. That was the most important kill, the Drake. Well, at least I got Bran, so the Battlecry thing, but... Because this is not a great sap target, and it has 13 life. If I got the Drake, I feel like it's hard for him to deal with my Cthulhu. At some point then I switched like the Just Car armor up plan, and then... It looks like I cleared his board mostly, but I need to get Brawl soon for ends off.
My shield for Argus!
Choose soon.
He actually is at 14, that's interesting. Hasn't cycled that much then. I'm actually going to play Doomcaller here. Even though it's getting sapped most of the time, it's the battle cry. It basically puts him on a clock for when I draw Cthulhu again, and then I can Justicar next turn. I'm not really trying to avoid the tempo gain of sap right now, because like at this point I'm already at the point where I'm just out of stuff to do. It's more about turn value for me, like especially with Justicar in my hand, right? It's more about like just stalling turns. It's not like I can really curve out that much. Or what I'm saying is, I guess, like I can still do stuff every turn, but as I run out of stuff to do, sap becomes less and less disruptive, because I can actually replay that at some point. Like I'm running out of cards. No sap.
Choose soon.
Or it's still deciding. Yeah, technically if saps I can replay it. But then I probably at that point I'm going to play Pint Justicar first. Because I already have one Cthulhu in my deck. I can go ahead and get a second one, but I feel like it might be better for me. Actually, he only has a certain amount of saps, right? He only has 3 cards left, 13, like 50% he has sap in his hand. Maybe. No, there's no reason to take that risk now. I just wanted to get one Cthulhu in my deck. Let's do this. And the next turn, just Doomcaller Armor up still. Because I don't even have to remove that much of his board. I got his guy on the right with my weapon, and now that my my hero powers tank up, I'm not taking that much damage anymore, and I can play Doomcaller next turn. I feel like it's hard for him to have that many minions right now.
What lurks in the depths?
This is not that big of a deal. My weapon's just for that one kill. Maybe eventually it would be good, but this turn depends on whether I want to brawl very soon or not. Because I could Sylvanas instead of for Brawl or Emperor, and then instead of for Sylvanas Brawl. But I think I'm still going to Doomsayer, because with my tank up ability here, like I don't think I ever play Sylvanas Hero Power here over Doomcaller Hero Power. It's either Emperor instead for Brawl, Sylvanas Brawl, or this guy. Because I never really Brawl, right? Even if Sylvanas gets played and he leaves it up or something. It's more likely I lose hands off brawling than just slowly dying. So I'm still not dying that fast. Okay, I don't want to ever do the Sylvanas force myself to this Emperor and then force myself into Sylvanas Brawl, because then I lose hands off, whereas right now I feel like I'm in a winning state. Just slowly grinding this game out. I have 2 Cthulhu's in my deck too. Because he sapped my Doomcaller. I'm taking 6 damage a turn right now. If you're counting the tank up. That's if he goes all face. And plus his deck's not a burst deck, so it's like no Leroy Coldbloods. The only burst is like one of us, right? It's like I think literally all there is in his deck for burst damage. Maybe a Deadly Poison. Even that's kind of doubtful. Well, maybe one Deadly Poison. It's kind of not that doubtful. I I can't take out the Karen. It's the only one that would matter, right? For Brawl. Before my...
The eyes of the Earth Mother are upon us.
How do you have two? Oh, he had a Bane left over from the board. Yeah, okay.
What now?
What is his hand like? At least one coin? Some of them aren't that great of a cards. Like, his hand's pretty scrappy, right? They're not all cards. Like, some of them were from the Death Rattles. Maybe some warrior cards from Huckster and Coin. I didn't keep track of it too much. I know he has at least one coin, though. Maybe even two. At this point, I have two ways to win. Through Fatigue or Cthunes. I guess I would win through Cthulhu first before Fatigue, but technically, if I could just like kill one of his Banes, then he's not in a winning state anymore because I just armor up for 4 every turn. He only deals 5. It's like whatever, 1 damage a turn.
Choose soon.